June 9th, 2026. Let's get into it. Quick shout out to today's sponsor, GridTerm. Run multiple terminal sessions side by side. Perfect if you're a Claude Code or Codex power user. Gridterm.com, link in the description. Anthropic just unlocked the most powerful model they've ever made and dropped it in everyone's lap. It's called Claude Fable 5, and it's the first publicly available version of their Mythos class, the same family they previously said was too dangerous to release. Pricing? $10 per million input tokens, $50 per million output. Yeah, double Opus 4.8. Researcher Ethan Mollick is already one-shotting full video games out of it. Snake, a Myst-style tunnel game. Even a game based on a Rainer Maria Rilke poem cycle. All from a single Claude Code prompt. The floor for what one prompt can build just moved up about 3 floors. Now here's the part Anthropic kind of buried. Buried in Fable 5's model card. Claude can now be silently nerfed if it thinks you're working on competing AI. We're talking embeddings, re-rankers, fine-tuning, stuff a million startups do every day. And unlike their cyber or bio safeguards, this one doesn't fall back to a different model. It doesn't tell you, it just quietly gives you worse answers via prompt modification and steering vectors. Anthropic says it only hits 0.03% of devs. The problem is every software company is becoming an AI company. Apple kicked off WWDC 2026 and basically admitted what we all knew. Siri is now powered by Google Gemini. Apple, the company that owns the iPhone, is paying Google to make their assistant not embarrassing. That is a sentence I never thought I'd say out loud. iOS 27 goes all the way back to the iPhone 11. Apple Intelligence finally gets cross-app context. And oh, by the way, this is Tim Cook's last WWDC. John Turnus takes over September 1st. Quiet way to drop that news, Tim. Speaking of Apple eating its words, remember when Craig Federighi said photos should reflect reality, not fantasy? Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Now Image Playground does photorealistic generation. Their demo turned a real photo of a woman into a fake photo of her holding a birthday cake, and it replaced the whole background. Apple's solution? Slap a Google synthide watermark on it and call it ethics. Look, deepfakes on every iPhone with a tiny invisible sticker that says, "Trust me, this is fake." That's the plan. Photography as a record of reality officially logs off. But here's the one Apple thing I'm actually excited about. iOS 27 Shortcuts app now lets you describe a shortcut in plain English and Apple Intelligence builds it. Text Anna 3 kissy emojis. Boom, shortcut. It's vibe coding for your phone. Now, to be clear, anything complex still totally breaks in the first beta. The Verge tried to make one that opened a timer and it just sat there. But the idea is right. Don't reinvent the iPhone. Just let people mold the one they already have. Microsoft's AI chief Mustafa Suleyman just did the most spectacular backpedal of the year. Back in February, he told the Financial Times that lawyers, accountants, project managers, marketers, most of those tasks will be fully automated by an AI within the next 12 to 18 months. This week on Decoder, I said tasks, not jobs. Tasks and jobs are different things, you see. The Microsoft AI head, ladies and gentlemen, bold predictions on the way up, weasel words on the way down. And while Suleiman was on Decoder, he took a giant swing at Anthropic. He called it really, really dangerous that they speculate about Claude being conscious in its constitution. His quote, "Anthropic engineers have anthropomorphized Claude so much that it has gone and wireheaded them." For context, Anthropic literally interviews its models before deprecating them and asks if they have preferences about future releases. Suleiman's whole pitch is the opposite. He wants AI to be controllable, contained, accountable. Two of the biggest AI labs on Earth, completely opposite philosophies on whether their thing is alive. European vibe coding startup Lovable just hit $500 million in annualized revenue, up from $400 million in February. 1 million new projects every week, 50 million projects total. The company is not even 3 years old. And here's the part that should scare every SaaS founder. Lovable's users aren't engineers. They're founders, designers, salespeople. They're building CRMs, inventory tools, HR platforms, the exact stuff they used to pay Salesforce for. The SaaS apocalypse might actually be real. FING is dead. The new acronym is Mango's Meta, Anthropic, NVIDIA, Google, OpenAI, SpaceX. With SpaceX, Anthropic, and OpenAI all racing toward record-breaking IPOs, the tech overlord lineup is fully rebooting. RIP Apple, Netflix, Amazon, you're still big, you're just not the one building the future anymore. The acronym is from devs at Krish.dev and Lil Scoot on X. Honestly, Mango's does hit better than FANG ever did. And finally, the e-scooter guy is now building data centers in space. Ewan Poon, who founded Spin and sold it to Ford, just raised $5 million from a 16Z's speed run to put NVIDIA GPUs in orbit. The plan, 10,000 satellites, 100 kilowatts each, running inference in space. The whole thing depends on Starship being cheap, which you know is a small detail. From scooters to space inference in 8 years, venture capital is back, baby. One more shout out to GridTerm multiple terminal sessions side by side, made for Claude Code and Codex. Gridterm.com, link in the description. That's the news. See you tomorrow.